This is certainly the most difficult part of my 30-year career, is without a shadow of a doubt.
Nestled behind these gardens off Pacific Highway in Aurora sits this 1800-style farmhouse turned restaurant. Filbert's Farmhouse Kitchen opened just 1 year before the pandemic hit.
We were exceptionally successful in that first year, and then as February hit, and then everything else that happened after that was really tough.
Since reopening after the peak of the pandemic, General Manager Aaron Wolf says they started feeling the effects of inflation.
Food prices became very noticeable right about then. It was a little out of control.
Wolf says their food costs went up at least 20%. For example, they now spend $5,200 a month for root vegetables. That's about $2,000 more than they typically would. But this increase is being felt in nearly every kitchen across Oregon.
Restaurants, just like consumers, are dealing with an incredible challenge.
Jason Brandt at Oregon's Restaurant and Lodging Association says the state's wholesale food costs have gone up 18% each year since 2020.
And that is the highest increase we've ever seen in the last 50 years.
He says records show in the past 2 years, about 750 out of about 10,000 restaurants in Oregon have shut down due to inflationary strains and the pandemic.
Restaurants are back out there, figuring out a way to make it work, trying their hardest to survive.
At Filbert's Farmhouse Kitchen, they've consolidated the menu by 60% and raised the price of each item. One example being the salmon, from $28 to $38.
It's a living document. We have to constantly change it to make sure that we're being responsible to the ownership and to the guest. It's a two-way street.
They've also consolidated business hours, opening only during the busiest times.
For every dollar of food and drink we sell, 95 cents of that dollar goes back into the food, the employees that work there, and the place.
So we're just trying to find the way to balance the cost, and it's very challenging.
But Wolf has this message for customers, now paying more to dine out.
I completely understand. I hate filling up my gas tank. I don't go out to eat as much either. The only thing I can say to you is that we want to be here for you in 2 years when things are better, in 6 months when things are better, in 10 years when things are better. And the only way that we will be there and survive to that point is if we charge what we have to charge now. Otherwise, nobody would be here.
Now, the fear for some restaurant owners isn't about whether or not they can stay in business, but that if this trend continues, customers will stop going out to eat altogether, putting the future of this industry in jeopardy. Brittany?